first thing we had to do was find the best place to put the greenhouse on our property. We wanted a place that had the most amount of sun during the day, and it just so happened that where we put the greenhouse is right next to our garden. There's a couple different options you can choose from for the base of your greenhouse. We chose to go with a concrete pad. Another option would be framing it out, leveling it, and then putting pea gravel. For the concrete, we rented a little pull-behind concrete mixer that we rented from one of the local nurseries. When we priced it out, it was cheaper than having a concrete truck come and deliver the concrete to us. And it was also much more convenient to have this little mixer than to have to go to the store and make multiple trips with those 80-pound bags. The greenhouse was delivered by Costco delivery. It came in 3 very big, heavy packages. The instructions say the first step is to inventory all the pieces, so that's what we did. From watching other review videos, we saw that sometimes pieces came broken. Thankfully, none of ours were broken. It came with a lot of pieces, and we knew that we had to be organized to make this whole process go a little smoother. All of the pieces have numbers on the ends of them, so we combined the pieces that had the same numbers all together. That way it was easier to find them. The process of putting together the greenhouse probably took around 4 days, but that time was broken up, and it was almost 100% done by my husband. He did need some help with holding and then bringing those big panels out to the greenhouse area. Ideally, you would have a couple people doing this project together. That would make it go much smoother.
Well, it's not quite square.
I got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118,
The diagram is based off of doing it off a 4x4, not off concrete.
The most tedious part of this process was putting the tape around the edges of the polycarbonate. And I think my husband would say the most frustrating part of this process was doing the roof. It took us multiple attempts to get the roof up there. It fell a couple times. It would have been very handy to have another person to help us, but we made do with just 2 people. At this point, things weren't quite lining up, so we took off one side of the roof, and he had to redo one of the rafters to make it fit a little bit better. We also used some clamps to help hold it in place. One of the issues we ran into is the top vents wouldn't open up very easily. It was just too tight, which meant we not only weren't going to be able to open it up to let some airflow in, but we also weren't going to be able to install the little mechanism that opens up the vent when the temperature increases in the greenhouse. So we ended up just sanding the sides, and the vent was able to open up easily, and he was able to install that mechanism, which is pretty handy to have. I believe it starts to open up that vent when it gets somewhere in the mid 70 degree range, and it helps let some air in, because what we've read is you want to keep your greenhouse around 80 to 90 degrees. We bought this ThermoPro Bluetooth thermometer on Amazon for about $15. That has come in pretty handy. It not only shows the temperature in the greenhouse, but it also works with an app that you can have on your phone. It shows the trends throughout the day. You can set it up to alert you when it gets above a certain temperature or below a certain temperature, which could come in handy. I do plan to stay in the greenhouse this spring or summer. I'm not sure if it's necessary or not, but we do want to prolong the use of it. We also need to purchase a fan or a couple fans to get that airflow moving in there. Already this spring, even on the 60-degree days, our temperatures in there are getting about 115, 120 at the highest we've had. We've only been using the greenhouse for a couple weeks, but overall we're very happy with it and glad we bought it.